Hello. In the videos to come, I want to apply this technique. This technique is to use language in understandable context. Okay, understandable according to the level of the student. So what I'm gonna do, if I get the help of some friends, is to practice language in a controlled way. For example, we have to practice in Italian. How long have you been doing something? So we don't just say in Italian how long you have been doing something. It's said like this. This is a cognitive approach. No, if you know since, it's da, and we know that you know because it's progressive. For example, I say parlo inglese da mezz'ora. Ok? Sono le da 22 minuti. Sono le 23. What can you see? No. 23. Just the bloody. Oh, 23, 22 e 23. Sono le 23 e 23. Ho iniziato alle 23. Parlo inglese da 23 minuti. Questa mattina ho parlato inglese per 23 minuti. So I don't have to explain in English. Just get it. Bypass the English or whatever language you speak. This is the way I digest the language for you. I know what you know, and I know what I can introduce using the language that you already know, and I know that you know. That's why I call a method. Okay? And you practice some new language, some new patterns, but you absorb in a natural way. I know I could say how long have you been doing that? Da quanto tempo lo fai? How long did you do that? Per quanto tempo l'hai fatto? Does it work like that? No, you get confused anyway. You get confused. Why? Because you know that, and every time you have to speak, you have to monitor your knowledge and just a moment before, and then you produce. But many times, since you're not sure, your little fear that you have makes you make a mistake. You're not confident. So should you not use your brain? When you absorb the language, maybe you can slow down and try to make sense of what you hear. You're not speaking to anyone else. You're just being exposed to the language. But if you're being exposed to the right language and in the right amount of quantity, it will take more time for you to make sense of the rule, of the pattern. But having you make an active effort, and you compare the two structures, having you been trying by trial and error to gather the meaning, and having you had the help of a teacher with some feedback, and teacher doesn't just say yes or no, but helps you understand, put in a sentence in a different way if the input was not that correct, because you have to take into account because that you have a teacher and maybe it's not that perfect. Some people understand. Some people have more insight because they just have it, or because they've been learning language for a long time, some other language, so their mentality, their mind, are more supple and flexible than yours. So that's why you have courses. The course is not just repeating grammar. Otherwise you buy a book and you read the book. Or the person speaks, you buy a book with the audio part. What books computer cannot do up to now, and we as a teacher have to reinvent ourselves every time. There will be a day where we will not be necessary because computers will do everything. But up to now, there are some things that computers cannot do, and this they cannot do because it implies not only repeating things, but understanding the reality, having a background of whatever people know. Okay, like what life is and or what being human means. That makes us different from computers. So, teaching language in context and using previous knowledge of the language, not to explain the rule, but to put something in another way to make you understand, okay, the meaning. For example, you've been drinking. I see you're drunk. I see the effect, and I can tell that you have been drinking. You've drunk. Oh, there's no cappuccino in here. Have you drunk my cappuccino? It's clear. There is a little bit of cappuccino. Some cappuccino is missing. Have you been drinking my cappuccino? There are this cellular, the battery is flat. Have you been using my mobile phone? Have you been using my mobile phone? Okay, it doesn't work. Have you touched my mobile phone? So you see that have you been using implies something more lasting, something that has been happening for quite a while, a certain amount of times. But I don't just explain that. Now I'm explaining, but when I teach, I try to use meaningful sentences. Okay? Little by little, the person subconsciously or consciously makes sense of the rule. How do we know? We check. Okay? Then we try to have the students say some sentences like I started speaking 15 minutes ago. Now, after 15 minutes, I want to say that I started speaking 15 minutes ago. What would I say? I've been speaking for 15 minutes. I don't say in Italian, come si dice parli da 15 minuti. That's the wrong approach. And all people, not all, most of people on the internet have no idea about this. They have no idea. They just are walking and breathing and speaking books. But I want to read a book. I read a book. This is audio visual. I know that you speak, but you know what? First of all, many Italians have such a bad accent that you'd better Google the sentence on Google Translator, because at the least now it's not perfect. It's not a real person, but it's quite good, better than a person who speaks English badly. And at the end of the day, they don't use the means, the medium for what it could be used. If you just speak, you don't use the visual part. Okay? It's very important because everything is visual, it's oral, and it's movement. It sticks to our mind. It stays there more easily. So, if I say, this is a cap, okay? I'm putting on my cap. I'm wearing a cap. I'm taking off my cap. I'm putting on my glasses. Okay? I'm wearing my glasses. I'm taking off my glasses or glasses. I'm speaking. Ok? Come stai? Bene? Sì. Sto parlando al telefono. I'm speaking on the phone. Sto guardando l'ora. Sto guardando l'ora. Sto guardando il telefono. Sto guardando lo schermo. Sto guardando. You understand there's something in common. What is different? What I am watching. So, the common thing is you understand that I'm always watching. So, sto guardando should mean I'm watching. And all the difference should mean what the object. Then, if I say sto sentendo, you understand that guardando means watch and sentendo means to listen, because sto is in both sentences. And the only difference is the verb I'm using, whilst the tense is the same. It's a progressive form. That's why people can break down sentences and understand all the structure. But at the beginning you just understand sto guardando, and you don't understand that sto means stay, I am, that it means, and guardando means to watch. But sto camminando, okay, you understand it's happening right now. If I say ogni mattina cammino mezz'ora, ogni mattina mattina from 8 to 12, dalle 8 alle 12. I don't say mattina is morning, I say it's the period from 8 until noon in Italian, because you know numbers and you know giorno, you know half, mezzogiorno, half day. Half is midday is mezzogiorno. That's the way. Okay, it takes a teacher that prepares the thing, is ready to decompose the language in an understandable way. Okay, to mince the language and to give, and then I give the sentence. I try to decompose the sentence, if you don't understand the situation, in another way until you understand. But the person is actively, the learner is actively involved in the process. It's not just this. I tell you that, and I am, no. It's like he has to struggle as much as I do. It's a dual way process. I mean, we have to, I don't find the right verb, but we have to negotiate the meaning, okay, of the word. Many times it happens that if I don't know the language, many times, okay, it happens that they say the meaning like to themselves, okay, and I understand that he understood, but actually that shouldn't happen. So sometimes, just to show that that he has understood, he has to produce some other language to show me that he understood, and that's very good, because the student is using the language is significant. Is not trying to use English just for the hell of it, just for show, because this is exercise. He's or she's using English to communicate something to me, for real. He wants to show that he understood what I've just said. That's a very, very good exercise. And even on a higher level, we can always use this system to make students understand the language for real. Okay? Thanks for watching.